Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pawan, and in today's video we'll be covering UiPath Document Understanding, Generative AI, Extractor and Classifier. So if you're not aware about the UiPath Document Understanding is one of the great product of the UiPath, which really offers a number of AI ML capabilities with it. So without any delay, let's start discussing about what we are going to cover today. So we'll be covering generative AI extractor and generative AI classifier, and will also be understanding the concept of the document understanding, that what are the different models which are available there in the document understanding of the UiPath. So if you'll see there on my screen, so there are three different models which are there in the UiPath document understanding. One kind is machine learning models, where machine learning extractor and classifiers are available, and the second kind is the generative AI model, where the generative AI extractor, classifier and the different kind of models are again available there in the generative side of it. And the third is the out of the box models. So let's discuss about the machine learning kind of it. So in the machine learning, basically we do have the two different kind of the models. One is the custom model and the other one is a pre-trained model. So what custom model is? Custom model is something where the model is built, but you have to start doing your training from the scratch. So for example, if you got the document from the business and you want to go ahead and extract the data from the document, then first you have to do the training. In case if you are going for the custom model, so you have to first train your document. You may have to train it with multiple documents, maybe more and more document you are training, you're going to get better results. But ideally, if you're having a single template, then you have to train it with 10 to 12 documents to get a better result. It's a minimum requirement. More and more data you train with, you're going to get the better results accordingly. The second is the pre-trained models there in the document understanding. So in the pre-trained models, you don't have to really do the training. It is already available, and you just have to call those models in your studio, and then you can start using those models without any further configurations there. So these pre-trained models and the custom models are basically available there in the UiPath AI Center. And you have to go to the AI Center. Under the AI Center, you have to create a project, and then you'll be able to see the different kind of models which are available there, and you can start utilizing, or you can start using those models there in the business use cases. So for sure, there are some steps that needs to be followed to call these models, or there are some configuration that needs to be done in the AI Center first, and then only your model will be ready. So but these steps are really very easy, and you can just do it in some couple of hours, and after that your model will be ready for it. So you can do all your trainings and everything there in the AI Center, and then after that you just have to call those model in your studio, and then you can start using those model. The second kind of the model that is available there in the UiPath document understanding is the generative AI model that we're going to cover today. So generative AI model is something which is using a generative AI technique, and you just have to use the prompts. Basically, that's how the generative AI works there. So you have to pass the prompt, and then in return you're going to get the document, you're going to get the output basically. So for example, like if you have one document and you want to extract the data from it, so first you have to pass the document path there, and then you have to pass the prompt, that what exactly you want to get, what data you want to get from that document, and then in return you're going to get the output. So it's really very easy to configure the generative AI extractor and classifier and start using it. And for that, you have to don't really go to the AI Center. It's already available there in the UiPath Studio. So you just have to download one package, that is UiPath Document Understanding ML package, and it comes with this capabilities there. The third kind is the out of the box model. So out of the box model is something where you have all the different kind of the capabilities of the UiPath which are available there. So UiPath not only offers the extraction thing, but it really offers many different capabilities. Like in case if you have some requirement where you want to do some regression task, something like you want to do the predictive analysis, or you want to do some kind of data classification, something like that, then you can go ahead with the out of the box model. If you want to do some computer vision task, object detection or something, then you can go ahead and start exploring the out of the box models which are available there in the UiPath AI Center. And for sure, I'm very sure that these model is surely going to help you and your business. And you also have an option to create your own model and just call that model into the UiPath AI Center. So you can just start exploring your you can start exploring the AI center and the different models, and then you can start using it there in your project for sure. So without any delay, let's start with our session. So we'll be doing the live demo of the generative AI extractor and classifier, and we'll see that how exactly it works. So let's go. Hello guys, let's start with our demonstration today. So if you see there on my screen, I have downloaded one sample invoice from the internet, and it's like we want to extract a couple of fields from here. It's like we want to extract the invoice number, which is this one, and then we want to extract the order number, and we want to extract the due date there from this document, and we don't want to do the training basically, so we just want to extract it directly using the generative AI extractor there. All right, so let's go back to the UiPath Studio and see that how we can really do it. Okay, so first is that we need to download the dependencies. So there are some mandatory dependencies that needs to be downloaded there. So if you will see that I have already downloaded those dependencies. So these are the two dependencies. One is UiPath Intelligent OCR activity that you need to download, and the second is UiPath Document Understanding ML activity. From where you can download it, you need to go to the officials, and over here you just need to type the name, both of these name, and then you will get the install option, and then you can directly install it from there. All right, so once your dependencies get installed, then the next that you need to do is you need to go to the taxonomy manager. So this taxonomy manager is only going to come up once you install these two dependencies. In case if the dependencies are not installed, these options are not going to appear. They're on the top ribbon. Right, so I'm getting the taxonomy manager here. Once I open the taxonomy manager, is just going to ask me to create few things over here. So one is group. It will ask me to create a group, and I'll give maybe test group name here. So I've given the test group, and then it is going to ask me to create a category. So what exactly it is like, it is like asking you to divide your document into the different group and then the different category there, so that it is easy for the document understanding algorithm to understand that what exactly you want to do there using the document understanding. Okay, so I'm giving the category as a test category, but maybe you can give it the appropriate name in your case. And then what kind of a document, what is the document type? So as we discussed that we want to extract the data from the invoices. I've downloaded invoices from the internet, so I'm giving invoice over here. And then it is asking me that what are the fields that I want to extract from the invoices. So we want to extract three fields there. One is invoice number, and then we need to select the type. Second is due date, and again we need to select the type. Oh, let me select the type as date. What was the third one? The third one is the order number. Let me select the type as text over here. The order. So that's all that we need to do in the taxonomy manager, right? So once we have defined that what exactly we want to create, the next is we're just going to load the taxonomy. So that's the next step. So after the taxonomy manager, you have to go to the activities and you have to write load taxonomy in the activities, and then this activity will come. You just need to drag and drop them, right? And then I'll be creating one output variable. So what this load taxonomy does is like it's just going to load whatever details that you have put in taxonomy manager to your project, right? So and you will be saving it in there in your taxonomy output. The next is once you have loaded the taxonomy, the next is that you need to read your document, that what document that you want to work on. So that is a digitized document. Okay, so digitized document is somewhere where you define your document path and all, and you say that which document you are dealing with. So we are dealing with the invoices, and that is saved over here in str doc path. You can also use this button, so browse button basically, and you can select your file. But I've already given it there in this particular variable, that is str doc path. So I'm giving the variable name, and then it's going to ask you to create two different outputs variable. One is document text, and the other one is document object model, where the output of the digitized document gets saved, right? So I'll quickly create these two. Maybe I'll give the name as doc text only for me to understand. And the next is document object model. I'll give it as DOM. Right, so now here if you see over here that it says that your document understanding or UiPath document OCR. So that's by default that came up to me. But in case if you want to use any other OCR engine, you can always use it. But it's always preferred to use the UiPath document OCR in case if you have that option. Right, so we are done with digitized document and low taxonomy. What next that we want to do? The next is that we want to classify a document first, right? So for classification a document, let's type classify, and then we want to drag and drop the scope, that is classify document scope. So once we have done it, it is again going to ask me the document path. So I'll be giving my variable over here. So that's the reason I've created a variable, because it is going to ask this document path multiple times. So it's always better to create to keep these paths there in the variable. Document text. All right, so I'm just gonna use the same variables. So it's asking me to give the document text, so it's same, that is the output of the digitized document. If you'll see over here that I got the output as document text, and then the DOM, which is document object model, that's the same that it is consuming as an input, which is document text and DOM. Document path I have already provided, and taxonomy is the output of the load taxonomy. So it is just using its previous activities outputs. Okay, and then as an output again it is asking me to create one variable, which is like a classification result variable. Classification results output. I'll give this name. So once I've created the variable, what next that we want to do? We want to call our generative classifier. Generative classifier. All right, so I'm just calling generative classifier over here. So this is the activity, and as you can see over here, that's very straightforward activity, and it's just gonna consume only like it only accept the prompts, nothing else, no other configuration that you need to do. All right, so it's saying that the document type is invoice over here, that we have defined in our taxonomy manager, right? So for the invoices, is saying that you can pass your prompt to confirm that whether it is really invoice or it is something else. Okay, so maybe I'll say that is this document invoice type, and then we'll see that what kind of a confidence that we are getting. Okay, so that's all that you have to do there in the generative classifier, and model itself is gonna see that whether it is of invoice type or not. Okay, you can give the different prompts accordingly, like in case if you want to know that if it is like if you have multiple classifications, and then accordingly you want to pass the prompts. As we have only created the document type as invoices, so that's the reason I'm only getting the invoices option. But in case if you create multiple document types, maybe you're dealing with multiple documents, invoices, forms, statements, remittance, like that, then you can create multiple document types, and accordingly you will be seeing multiple options there under the manage prompt. So right now it is only showing as invoices, but probably one more and more document type you create in your document manager, all the list will come up over here, and accordingly you can pass your prompt there. Okay, now we have done the classification, and the next is extraction. So let's do data extraction scope. Document path again, same variable. Str document, again it is asking me to fill the taxonomy. So that's the same variable that I'll be putting, that I got from the load taxonomy. Document text, this I got from the digitized document activity. So doc text, DOM, again I got it as an output from the digitized document. So I'll be giving DOM, and then classification result, I'll be giving over here that I got it as a classification result. So it is saying that you have to, basically I have to select the first instance. So I'll be giving as an index 0. So now I'm not getting any error over here. So the next is, it is asking me to create an output for the extraction. So let's see, maybe I'll give the name as extraction extraction output. So I've given this name, and let's call generative extractor. I'm just calling the generative extractor activity, and that this is also very similar to the classification only. So what I need to do is telling me that whatever I have defined again there in the taxonomy. So how, now you can relate, right? That you have defined some data or some information there in the taxonomy manager, and then you have loaded that in your project, and now you could see that everything is showing up over here in your studio, right? So it is interlinked, basically taxonomy manager and all these activities, right? So we have defined that we want to extract three data from the given invoice, right? So invoice number, due date, and the order number. Let's try to pass the prompt and see that how really it works. Extract invoice number from the given document. Maybe I'll just copy the similar prompt and I'll try to just change the value. Extract due date from the given document, and then I'll say over here extract order number from the given document. Okay, now let's click on the configure extractor, and we just need to select over here that what exactly we want to extract from the generative extractor. Okay, guys, I'm not really explaining about the machine learning extractor, as it is totally a huge topic that we'll be covering in some different video. But UiPath has got a very easy configuration when you want to really work on the generative extractor and the machine learning extractor at the same time. So in case if you want to work on the machine learning extractor, then you just need to call machine learning extractor at the same place, and then just drag and drop over here like this, and both will work at the same time. Okay, so it's like if some of the field you want to extract from machine learning, you can just use like that only in a parallel, and then some of the field if you want to extract from the generative extractor, you can work at the same time. So that's a beauty of the document understanding over here, that you don't have to really build a separate logic for machine learning extractor and the generative extractor. Both can work hand in hand. So now we're done. Let me just reconfirm that we have selected the configure extractor. Yeah, we have done it. So now what we want to do, we have got the we have declared the output as well. Let's try to see that how we can visualize this, like how we can see that what extraction has been done. Okay, so for that there is something known as a validation station. Okay, so validation station, what it is going to show is, it will show that whatever extraction that your model has done, it will show in one kind of a UI. Okay, so we'll try to extract that as well, because we want to see that what extraction model has really done and what kind of classification that model has done, right? So it is also taking very similar variables, doc text, DOM. So I'll quickly select all these, taxonomy, and then the next is automatic extraction result, which is this one. Also, guys, you can always go ahead and correct your output over here. So in case if you do see that some of the extractions was not done correctly, you can, from the help of the validation station, you can correct the data and you can save it there in your file. So that's one of the additional option which is there, that comes up with the present validation station. You do have an option to export these data to the Excel as well, but right now, as we want to see the output of basically the output that how this model has performed, so we are using present validation station so that it can easily come on the UI level. Let's try to run this and see that how it works. It's trying to compile. So guys, you have seen over here that it's very easy configuration. Like most of the things that we have done right now, it's a predefined step that you have always have to do, and then you will be getting the output. So you can see over here that we have got 90% accuracy in terms of classification, that yes, this is invoice type. And if you see that the invoice number has also been extracted, it's getting highlighted over here. And due date has also been extracted, so that's a due date, it has been extracted perfectly. And that's the order number. Okay, so we have got the order number extracted as well. So this has worked perfectly fine, and that's how it works. And we have not done even a single document training. So everything has been extracted without doing any kind of a training, that too without any flaws. So that's how the generative extractor and classifier works. So that's all for today's video. So in the next video, we'll try to cover the machine learning extractor and the classifier, and we'll see that what is the difference between the generative extractor and the machine learning extractor there in the next video. So please stay tuned, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Have a great day. Bye-bye.